For many years, the only way that you could definitively diagnose someone with Alzheimer's disease was by doing an autopsy. There's long been efforts to try to develop ways to test individuals in life to see if they had the characteristic brain changes of Alzheimer's disease. So the first test that was developed was cerebral spinal fluid test. So we look at the levels of several proteins, amyloid beta and tau, and the cerebral spinal fluid. And the levels of those proteins can tell you a lot about the brain and whether there is the characteristic pathology of Alzheimer's disease. Now we have techniques to visualize tau tangles in the brain, and this is called amyloid PET and tau PET. But it's really not practical to do these kinds of scans on hundreds of thousands of people. So really what we need is a type of test that we can perform in many people, maybe hundreds of thousands or millions of people. And that really requires a blood test. So for a variety of reasons, because of the acceptability of the test, the accessibility of the test, and the scalability of the test, we really have to use Alzheimer's disease blood tests to provide everyone who needs it with a diagnosis. There's a group called the Global CEO Initiative, which is really a collection of many diverse groups, ranging from academics to pharmaceutical companies to diagnostic companies to patient advocacy groups. All of these different groups have a stake in Alzheimer's disease. What prompted this effort was trying to define how good do these blood tests need to be appropriate for clinical use. And basically we set a high threshold. We said these tests have such a big impact on people, they need to be accurate. And in fact, we said we think they need to be as accurate as CSF tests that we are using right now in clinical diagnosis. And that may seem like an unrealistic threshold, but in fact, there are blood tests right now that meet those criteria.